let's let's dive into that a little bit more. So Andrew is saying last time that we talked about how money picks up. What's the term used for that we were talking about? It starts with an I.
Interest.
Interest.
There it is. There it is. And we talked about these two different types of interest. One of them was real simple, and the other was what? Anybody remember?
Compound.
There it is. Who is brave enough to explain the difference between simple and compound interest? Mm,
It could be like the simple interest is it builds up like slowly, but they still give you the same amount. And then the one that builds up by itself is the not the simple interest, but the can you help me on that one? It's something
compound.
interest.
Compound.
Compound interest.
Yep. That's it. That's it. So let me fill in the gaps a little bit. Anybody remember the word principle and what that means? Anybody? All right, so principle is the amount that you put in. Oh, Mara, you got your hand up. Go for it. Go for it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry. I was gonna say what you just said, what the principle means.
Yeah. It's the amount that you put into the bucket, right? So let's say the bank says, all right, if you put in a principal amount with us, we will give you 5% on your money. What's that 5% called? It's called the I, that word that we used with the I blank. It's a two word,
Interest
the interest
Finance?
Rate.
rate.
Oh, okay.
interest rate. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There we go. So you put in your principal amount. Let's say your principal was $1,000. All right. So you put in your principal of $1,000. The bank says we're going to give you a 5% interest rate. Okay. And if it's simple interest, you're going to get 5% of that $1,000 every year. All right. 5% of $1,000 is $50. So at the end of the first year, what would your balance be, Nolan? If you need some help, let me know. Let me know.
I'm stuck.
All right. So you put in $1,000. That's the cake. Remember, we talked about it like a cake. You put in the cake part. That's that $1,000. And then the bank says, we're going to give you a 5% interest rate. That's $50 of interest. That's the icing on the cake. So the 1,000 plus the 50, the cake plus the icing, what is your balance? The balance is that total amount. That's the amount that when you look on your phone and you look how much money is in the account, what you're looking at is what is the balance in my account? So you take your principal, the amount of money you put in, $1,000, plus the interest, that's that $50 that they gave you, and what is your balance?
1,050.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 1,050. All right. So at the end of the first year, you got your $1,050. That's the cake plus the icing. Now, next year they come back and they say, look, this is simple interest. Even though you have $1,050 in there, we're still only gonna give you 5% of $1,000. Yes, we know that you have more than $1,000, but because this is simple interest, we're only going to give you 5% of your principal, the amount you first put in. So if this is your principal, but this is your balance, they're like, we don't care about this number. We're only going to give you 5% of your principal, and that's $50. So even if you had $1 million balance in there, but you started with $1,000, that's all they're going to give you interest on is the $1,000. So it's $50 every year, every year, every year. Simple interest. With compound interest, they're paying you off of the balance. So if you started with $1,000, but now it's grown to, let's say, 1 million, they're going to give you interest off of the million. Do you see what I'm saying? You see the difference there?
Yes.
5% of 1 million is a lot more than 5% of 1,000. So your money stacks up bigger and faster. Make sense?
Yes.
That's the difference between simple interest and compound interest. With simple interest, you're only getting interest off of the principal amount, the very first amount you started with. With compound interest, you're getting interest off of the balance. So every time it grows, that's more. Okay, that's the difference. Remember, Albert Einstein called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world because of how quickly it can add up and multiply and multiply. All right. And so what we did is we went and looked at some interest rates that different banks are paying. Anybody remember some of those interest rates? Well, when we went and looked at those interest rates from different banks, we said, okay, well, if we put our money in Bank of America, how much interest would they pay us?
0.01.
Right. It was not a lot. And then we went and looked at Chase Bank. Same thing. It was not a lot. So the lesson that we learned was banks are not going to pay you a lot of money to keep your money in the bank. They're not going to give you a lot of interest. So if you're looking to grow your money, a bank is not the place to do it. So if a bank is not the place to grow your money, why do we have banks in the first place? What's the point of having a bank? Anybody want to take that one?
For them to like cheat on you or something like that.
Well, no, the question that I'm asking is why is it still good to have a bank account, even though that's not the place to grow our money?
It's to store your money for the future.
Yeah, that's one reason. Savings, to have some money for future you, right? Future Andrew is going to want something from the mall or something like that, right? So let's keep that money in a savings account. Somebody give me another reason why it's a good idea to still have a bank account.
So you can keep your money safe.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Mari?
Maybe like easy access to like your funds and like saving from like check cashing fees.
Exactly. Exactly. So think about this. Do you want to carry around a bunch of coins and a bunch of dollars in your pocket? Or is it easier to carry around a debit card and swipe the debit card? All right.
A
Now,
debit card.
yeah, some people do like to carry the cash, though. Not a problem. But a bank is an easy place to store your money so that you can just go swipe your card and have it taken out of your account. All right. A bank is good for that. A bank is good for keeping your savings, not the money that you want to grow, but the money that you want to sit and be ready for you in the future, right? As grown-ups have to make sure that they have some emergency money, because what happens if one of their kids gets sick, or what happens if they have to get a new tire on the car? They want to have some money in the bank to be able to go do that or take care of those emergencies. Right. So that's the purpose of a bank, is to park your money. Y'all know, like how a car be parked on the street. That car is just waiting for you to come back outside and hop in it, right? You're going to use that car pretty soon. In the next couple hours or whatever the case, I'm going to come back out and I'm going to hop in the car. It's parked. A bank is a place for you to park money that you're going to use pretty soon. Whether it's, in a couple months, next year, that kind of thing. All right. Or even next week. Yes, sir, Andrew.
I wanted to say, have you heard of GS Partners or something like that? It's
I have not.
maybe search it up, but my mom was just doing that. She's making money build by itself by just putting it in there and leaving it. But,
Okay. Okay. You see how you said the leaving it part? When you're talking about making money grow, you need to be able to leave the money there. So this is not savings for, oh, I'm going to use this money next week. This is not, oh, I want to get rich real fast, so I'm going to leave it there for a year and then I'm going to come back to it in a year and I'll be rich. It don't work like that. Let me ask you a question. How long did it take you to grow to how tall you are right now?
My whole life.
a long time.
It took you some years, right? When we're talking about growing money, we have to be able to give the money time. It takes time to grow. Okay. So, money that you're going to use pretty soon. Oh, my birthday's coming up. I want to save this money so I can go to the mall with it. That's not money that you want to invest. When we talk about growing money, we're talking about investing. So GS Partners, like your mom, that's money that she's trying to grow. So you said she has to leave it. In other words, she has to give it time. She can't use that money tomorrow. Otherwise, it's not going to grow. So when you think about your money and your money plan, you want to have the money that you're going to use pretty soon. That's money that goes into a bank. But money that you want to grow, that's money that you need to be able to leave alone for some time. Okay. That's money that you got to say, all right, I am not going to touch that money for some years. I'm just going to forget about it. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to let it do its thing and it's going to grow. And when I check on it, it'll be taller. Like, man, you grew. You know what I mean? When you see people that you ain't seen in a long time, they be like, boy, you're getting big. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. That's how you want to do that money. Everybody understand that?
Yes.
Yes.
It can be tough because a lot of people will say, well, I don't have money to, who has money to like not spend? Who has money to just forget about, right? This is why we have to start talking about these things at you guys' age, because there are a lot of grown-ups that think like that. Like, I don't have money to just forget about. I gotta take care of stuff now. So it is a mindset that you have to have. There's a certain amount of patience that you have to have when it comes to growing your money. And if you are the kind of person who is like, I got to do it now. I got to spend it now. I got to spend it now. Ooh, I got this money in my pocket. I'm ready to spend it. What we doing? We going to the mall? What we doing? You know what I mean? If it's now, you are not going to be able to have the patience to grow your money and become wealthy. Everybody that I know that is wealthy, it took them time to build that wealth. It took them patience to build that wealth. So if you don't start to think and find patience with money, it's going to be tough for you to become wealthy, because wealth does not happen overnight. So that's why we're talking about it now, because it's easier for you to start thinking that way now than when you're 30 years old and you have bills. Okay, so that's why we're having this conversation. So the main thing that I want you guys to understand, we're getting ready to get into a couple things, but the main thing that I want you guys to understand is a bank is for money that you're going to use pretty soon. Next week, next month, next year. A bank is for that money. A bank is not for making your money grow and trying to become wealthy. Why? Because you saw the interest rates that they're going to give you. It's less than 1%. So the money that you want to grow, the money that you want to invest, we go somewhere else besides the bank. Now, my question is, does anybody have any idea of where we go besides the bank to make money grow? Any ideas?
We work.
Well, that's working for income. That's you working the lemonade stand, going out and sweating, going to work. That's working, and you're trading your effort and your energy for income, a paycheck. That's not going to make your money grow. That's just going to earn you money. And then you decide what you're going to do with that money. Are you going to spend it? Are you going to save it? Or are you going to invest it? Okay. So what I'm asking is, does anybody have any idea of where we go with the money that we want to grow? All right. So this is all new. Note takers are money makers. Note takers are money makers. Note takers are money makers. You go to the bank when you want to save money. You go to places like the stock market when you want to grow your money. That's where you go. There's a few different places that you can go, but this is the one that we're going to talk about today. You go to the stock market. Anybody know anything about the stock market? There's no wrong answer. I'm just interested. What have you guys heard? What do you know about?
The stock market is like a place where you put in money and then you see if it goes up or down in like money system.
Yeah. Mari?
I think a stock market is like a network of stock exchanges, like where traders and like investors buy and sell like things.
Yep, definitely. Rose, I see you in the chat. Stock market is where you buy and sell stocks. Absolutely. Anybody else? Anything that you know or heard about the stock market? It's all free game right now.
Is it like when you can also like work, like you can also like work and like sell things in the stock? Wait, like no, not sell, but you like work at the stock market? Like you can like work there and like earn money? I don't know.
Technically, yeah, there are places where the exchange of stock happens, and so some people can have a job working in those buildings, and that kind of thing. But typically, when someone is talking about the stock market, it's basically kind of like what Mari said. It's this big, imagine this big market, but this is in the computer world, right? I mean, again, there are some buildings that you can go to, but the stock market is everywhere, right? You can log in, right now, you can go on your computer and you can buy some stocks, right? So the stock market is just basically, imagine a big market where people buy and sell stocks. Okay. Now we need to start to talk around what actually is a stock, right? If there's a market for this thing called stocks, what is a stock? Does anybody want to take a shot at that? Anybody have any idea about what a stock is?
A share of a company's just a share of a company.
Yes, absolutely. A share of a company. In other words, a piece of a company. Okay. I'm going to give you guys an example. This is the best way that I know how to explain stocks. Raise your hand if you've ever bought something off of Amazon. I should see just about everybody's hand. I know y'all done bought some stuff off of Amazon. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Jameson, you ain't never bought nothing off of Amazon. Oh,
His Wi-Fi is down.
Okay. Chance, what about you? You ever bought anything off of Amazon? All right, I don't know what's happening with Chance. We're going to keep it pushing. All right, so Amazon is a company that you can actually buy on the stock market. You can actually buy some Amazon stock. Okay. Raise your hand if you have an iPhone, or if one of your parents or somebody in your family has an iPhone. There we go. There we
Can you
go.
repeat the question again?
So raise your hand if you or somebody you know has an iPhone. All right, perfect. Me too.
I don't have one, but I do know someone that does.
What's the company that makes iPhone?
Apple.
Apple.
Yep.
Apple.
There we go.
Apple.
Guess what? You can buy Apple stock on the stock market. So yes, you can own an iPhone, but what if you could own a piece of the company that makes iPhones?
That would be nicer.
Now we talking. So we're gonna take Apple. We're gonna take Apple. Imagine the company Apple. Imagine that company was a big pie. Okay. Apple pie. All right. This company Apple is a big pie. Okay. And as you can imagine, they're such a popular company that everybody wants a piece of their pie. All right. So they say, oh man, everybody wants a piece of our pie. We got to sell this stuff. We got to sell this. We can make a lot of money if we sell pieces of our pie, pieces of our company. Those pieces are called shares. Same thing. Piece of pie, piece of apple pie is called a share. Okay. So imagine they cut Apple, the company Apple, they cut that pie into 1,000 pieces. Let's say it's a big pie. It's a big pie. So they can cut it, and they cut it into 1,000 pieces. Okay. And you say, you know what? I want to buy some of that apple pie. And they say, okay, well, we're selling it for $10 a share, $10 a piece. All right. So you buy a share of apple pie for $10. All right. Now you got that share, that piece of pie on your plate. You can do a few things with that share. You can do some things with that piece of pie. there are three things that you can do. One, you can hold it. You can just keep it on the plate. That's one. Two, you can sell your pie. So now you bought it for $10, and let's say somebody's like, man, oh, you got a piece of apple. I want that. Can I buy it from you? So you can sell your piece of pie. Okay. So you can buy it, you can hold it, and you can sell it. Those are the three things that you can do with shares of stock or pieces of pie. All right. Now I'm going to give y'all an example. Everybody with me so far? This making sense?
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
Now here's where the money comes in. Let's say you buy that piece of pie for $10. Okay. And you hold it. You hold on to it for a year. And let's say over that year, Apple makes a new iPhone. It's the best one yet. Apple iPhone 16. It's the best iPhone ever. It's got the best camera. It does the most stuff. They got the most colors for it. Everybody's buying this thing. So everybody is buying the new iPhone. Apple is making a lot of money from their iPhone, right? So your piece of pie is now more valuable because you own a piece of Apple, and Apple is making a lot of money. So you bought your piece of pie for $10, but it is now more valuable than when you first bought it. So let's say you bought it at $10, but now it's worth $20. So if somebody wants to buy that piece of pie from you, you could sell it for $20. How much money have you made if you sell it?
You've earned $10.
Yep, there it is. You got your $10 back that you used to buy it, and you made $10 more on top of that. Everybody see that?
Yes.
Deal.
All right. All right. We're going somewhere. Now, let's say, same situation. You bought that apple pie at $10, but let's say the iPhone that they came out with had some bugs in it or had a problem where the iPhones were exploding in people's hands. Something was going on with the computer chip inside, and the iPhones were catching on fire. And everybody who bought an iPhone was having this problem like, yo, what's going on? My iPhone was sitting on the desk and it just caught on fire. Right. So they're having a problem. They're having some bad stuff happen with their company. It's all over the news. Don't buy the iPhone. It explodes. And they got to give people their money back for the phone. It's all this craziness going on. Everybody's having problems. That's bad news for Apple. So now Apple is losing money. So the piece of pie that you bought for $10 is less valuable now. It's not worth $10 anymore because of all the problems that the company's having. So you bought it for 10, but let's say you can only sell it for 5. How much money have you lost if you sell it? How much money have you lost if you sell it for $5, but you bought it for 10?
5.
Yep, exactly. So you could say, you know what? I'm not going to sell this pie right now. Yes, I know Apple's got some bad stuff going on. Yes, I know they're in the news. Yes, I know that the phones are catching on fire. It's not good for Apple right now, but I'm not going to sell this yet because I think Apple's going to fix it. I think they're going to be okay. I don't think this is going to be the end of Apple. I think that they're going to fix the problem. I think they're even going to come out with a new and better iPhone after this. So instead of selling this and losing money, I'm just going to hold it. I'm just going to hold on to this piece of pie and I'm going to let Apple come back. I'm going to let Apple fix the problem. And so you wait another year and Apple fixes the problem and then they make a new iPhone and they have a commercial on the Super Bowl telling everybody, hey, we fixed the problem, go buy the new iPhone. And everybody goes and buys the new iPhone. And so now Apple's back up. Apple's doing well again. They're making lots of money. And so you could have sold it at 5, but now it's back up. It's back up to 15. If you sell it now, you can sell it for $15. Everybody seeing how this works?
Yes.
So you can buy these pieces of companies. You can buy it, you can hold it, and you can sell it. That's how stock works. That's what stock is. It's pieces of companies, and that's what you do with them. You either buy them, hold them, or sell them. And where you do that is in the stock market. That's where you go to buy it. That's where you go to sell it. And so people are just trading and buying and selling all day long. And as the companies do good things, they get more valuable. As bad things happen, the companies get less valuable. Or if the president makes a new law and that law affects the company, like let's say a company like Xbox. A company like Xbox, let's say they use a computer chip to get really, really, really good graphics. But then the president makes a new law that says these computer chips are no good for people's brains, or it's causing issues in people's brains. So these computer chips are against the law now. Now Xbox can't use those computer chips, so that affects them, right? So all these different things that are happening in the world and in the country affect businesses and affect companies. And all of that stuff makes an impact on how valuable a company is, or if a company loses some of their value. All right. I'll give you another example. Let's say a company like McDonald's. Okay. McDonald's makes burgers and they make French fries. They need potatoes to make those French fries. What happens if the soil where they grow their potatoes had chemicals in it? Now they can't use all of those potatoes. So that's going to cost McDonald's a lot of money to get new potatoes. And they're going to have to clean up all of their fries, all of that stuff. That wasn't something that they could control, but the soil that they grew their potatoes in had chemicals in it that they can't feed to people. So now they got to start over and grow all new potatoes, all of that. That's going to affect them, and that's going to make their company lose money. So now if you own a piece of McDonald's and McDonald's loses money, that makes your piece of McDonald's, your share, less valuable. And so you could say, man, I'm going to sell this and get rid of it because it's losing me money. Or you could say, no, 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 this is McDonald's we talking about. McDonald's been around for 50, 60, 70 years. Yes, they going through some problems right now, but this is McDonald's. They're going to figure it out and they're going to get back to making money. So I'm not going to sell this right now. I'm going to hold on to this piece of McDonald's pie and wait for them to fix the problem, because I know another year from now or 2 years from now, they're going to be just fine. So I'm going to hold my piece of McDonald's pie. I'm not going to sell it right now. This is how people deal with stocks. They buy them, they hold them, and they sell them. And they do that in the stock market. Did that make sense, y'all? Did I explain that well enough? Everybody got it?
Yes.
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 India.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. The thing is, it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight, but when you buy those pieces of pie and you hold on to them, they can grow and grow and grow and grow. And check this out. You can buy more and more and more. So remember, I gave the example of what if you bought a piece of Amazon or a piece of apple pie at $10 and it grew to $20. You made $10 off of that one piece of apple pie. But what happens if you owned 100 pieces of apple pie and you bought them all at $10 and they all went up to $20? Now you made $100, or excuse me, $1,000, right? So what people do is they buy more and more pieces of different companies and they put them on their plate and they just hold them. And over time, compound interest happens. As Apple grows and they make new iPhones and they make new computer chips and they run more commercials at the Super Bowl and more people are buying their stuff and buying the Apple computers. And now they're putting Apple computer chips inside of the Tesla car. So Tesla is buying Apple computer chips. As all of these things happen, Apple, the company, gets more and more and more and more valuable. And so your pieces of apple pie get more and more and more valuable, and it compounds. It starts compounding. Okay. What we're going to do now, I'm going to show you guys some examples of stock. And we're going to take a look at how the stock went up, but also how the stock went down. Okay.
Isn't there another type of coin that's Dogecoin?
Yeah, that's something totally different. That's cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is another type of investment, but that's totally different than stock. All right, so I'm going to show you guys some examples of stock. And what we're going to do, the way we're going to do this is we're going to do it based off of you guys' birthdays. So I tell you what, Rose, what kind of, do you have a cell phone, Rose?
Yes.
What kind of cell phone do you have?
iPhone 8. I think I'm getting 11 for Christmas.
All right, so you have the iPhone. So we're going to go look at Apple, the company that makes iPhone.
I have an Apple phone, but I don't use it right now. But it was for my grandfather, so I do have an Apple phone.
All right,
I'm
so
not
this is,
using it.
so you can check this out too. So what we're going to do, what you are looking at right now is how Apple, how their pie has gotten more and more valuable. The blue line shows you how much a piece of apple pie costs. And down here at the bottom, you guys can see all these years. We're going from, well, I'm going to just do the last 5 years. Let's say the last 5 years for right now. So if you can see my mouse down here at the bottom left of the screen, you see where it says 2019? Everybody see that?
Yes.
And you, sir.
This reminds me of
2019,
YouTube.
all the way over to where this blue dot is over here, right in here. If you see my mouse, that's today, or actually that's no, that's today. That's today. So from all the way back in 2019, see where this blue line is all the way down here to where it is today. This is the price of a piece of apple pie. It goes up, it goes down, But if you look since 2019, it's a lot higher than it was in 2019 to buy a piece of apple pie. Okay. So Rose, what we're going to do now is we're going to look at what if we bought a piece of apple pie around Rose's birthday? How much would it be worth right now? Rose, what month and year were you born?
Internet.
Uh-oh. All right, let's give her a second. Rose, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Are you in the chat, Rose? Let's see. Let's see. All right, there you go. You're back. You're back. You're back.
The longest time.
I put it in the chat.
All right, cool. Let me see. All right,
We're
perfect.
both in 2011. I was
March of 2011. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to go to 2011. All right, so now look at the bottom of the screen here. 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11. Boom, here we go. So now we're going to look for March. Y'all can see it's January 17th, 2011. Let's go to March. All right, that's the middle of March. Oh, the middle of March, 2011. Everybody take a look at the top left of the screen. You should see where it says AAPL $11, 11.810. It's right above where it says open. Do you guys see that?
No, I have not seen that yet.
So look towards the top left of the chart. The top left of the chart.
Let's
Where
see
it says,
April. See April 2011.
That's not April. That's Apple. AAPL is that's what's called the ticker for Apple. That's the ticker symbol. So when you want to buy Apple stock, that's what you look for is AAPL. So do you see where it says open, high, low, close, and volume?
Yeah.
Okay, look at that number right above it where it says AAPL 11.81. You see that? Y'all give me a thumbs up or something. Let me know you see that. All right, perfect. So Rose, right around your birthday, you could have bought a piece of apple pie for $11.81. Okay. $11.81 back in March of 2011. Now, let's see how much that same piece of apple pie for $11.80 would be worth today. If we look all the way over at the right-hand side, do you see that green number where it says $137 right here? That's how much that same piece of apple pie would cost today. That's what you could sell it for today. So $137 minus $11. That one piece of apple pie would have made you $126. You see? Now, what if you had 10 pieces of apple pie? That's $1,260. What if you had 100 pieces of apple pie? That's $12,600.
Wow.
That's
So y'all see
crazy.
how this works?
Yes.
But you
Yeah.
had to give it time, though. That did not happen overnight. You had to give it time. So this is why I say, with the money that you want to grow, it's got to be money that you're not planning to spend tomorrow or next week or next month or next year. You've got to be willing to say, okay, I'm going to put some of this money in stocks and I'm going to just leave it there. I'm going to give the money time. I'm going to let it grow. Okay. Let's see. Let's do another one. Okay. What about, oh, I know one that I want to show y'all. Anybody ever shop at GameStop?
Yes. I have not
Yeah.
because I don't do video games that much.
I want to show y'all something about stocks. So we're going to look at GameStop. This is the last 5 years of GameStop pie. Now take a look all the way over here at the bottom left of the screen. It's way down here. If you wanted a piece of GameStop pie, it would only cost you like $3. Do y'all see this big part right here where it just jumped way up?
Yes.
So
Yes.
before it jumped way up, down here, you could have bought some GameStop pie for $5. It costs $5 to buy a piece of GameStop pie. And then there was some things that happened that went into the news and they said, whoa, we got to buy GameStop. We got to buy GameStop. And so everybody went to go buy GameStop. And what it did was it made GameStop pie get way, way, way more valuable. So it went from $5 to $81, way up here at the top of that line. So imagine if you had a piece of GameStop pie. Imagine if you had 10 pieces of GameStop pie and you bought them for $5. And then it went to $80. That's $75 for every piece of GameStop pie that you had. So if you had 10 of them, you made $750. If you had 100 of them, you made $7,500 because it shot way up like that. But then look at what happened afterwards. So you guys probably don't know about this, but GameStop was in the news. This was back in the year 2021. They were in the news. Something happened. I don't know the full story, but something happened where GameStop, like their stock, a piece of their pie shot way up. But then like within days, it shot way back down. So I'm showing you this to show you that it can go up, it can also go down. And so that's why you want to be able to leave the money alone. You want to be able to give it time. Look at their pie. Look what their pieces of pie have done. They've gone up, they've come back down, went up again. It shot way up right here. And if you were lucky and you had some pie, you could have sold it while it was way up like that and you could have made a lot of money. But then look at what happened after it shot way up. It shot way back down and it's just been coming down ever since. Y'all see that? And we're all the way over here back down to $14 over here. Imagine how mad you would be if you were one of the people that said, oh man, I got to buy some of this. Everybody's buying it. And you bought $81 GameStop pie. But now that $81 GameStop pie was only worth $14. You lost some money with that. And now you have a choice. Am I going to hold this GameStop pie? Hopefully it goes back up. Or am I just going to sell it? Am I just going to sell it and, you know, be done with this because it's gone way back down? Right. Let's do one more. Let me see. What's a company? What's a company? Andrew, yes, sir. Come on off of mute. You got a question?
I wanted to say like, what about company can be Dave and Buster's.
Dave and Buster's. Let's see.
Dave and Buster's or AMC or I don't know.
Let me see if let me see what Dave and Buster's. All right, so their symbol, when you want to go look them up to buy some Dave and Buster's, their symbol is play, Play. That's called a ticker symbol. So you go look up their ticker when you want to buy their stock. Boom, there it is. Dave and Buster's. Their symbol, their ticker is play, Play. So let's look at Dave and Buster's over the last 5 years. Now, you guys tell me what you see.
I see it going upwards and downwards and then back upwards.
Mm-hmm. What year was that they dropped way down low?
I do not know.
2020.
2020.
2020.
So something happened to Dave and Buster's in 2020 that made their stock go really, really low. Let's think about this. Let's think about this. What happened in 2020?
COVID.
COVID-19.
COVID. COVID made everybody stay inside, right?
Yes. Yes.
You had to be 6 feet away from people. Nobody wanted to touch the stuff. Oh, you touch that. I'm not touching it because I might get sick. So how do you think a place like Dave and Buster's did during COVID?
Some of them had to shut down.
Right. Because who wants to go touch a bunch of video game controls after 7,000 other strangers just touched it during COVID? Right.
Yeah.
So that's why take a look at their stock. It shot way down. Now, could Dave and Buster's control that?
No.
They couldn't control that at all. So that's the thing about stocks is sometimes it's what the company did or didn't do. Other times it's things that they can't even control. And that's why you want to be careful about what stocks you choose. All right. Think about what's going on in the world right now. Technology, AI, those kinds of stocks are really, really good right now because everybody's talking about AI and computer chips and all of this stuff. And that's not going to stop anytime soon. Right? They're not going to stop making computers tomorrow. Apple is not going to stop making iPhones. And guess what? No matter what's going on in the world, people are always going to need cell phones. Do y'all see people stopping using cell phones tomorrow?
No.
No.
Guess what? During COVID, people were on their cell phones more. They were bored. They were FaceTiming with their relatives since they couldn't go see them. So guess what? Y'all know how we're on Zoom right now? Let's go look at Zoom.
Yes.
Let's look at Zoom over the last 5 years. Here we go. Look at 2020. Do you see down here where my mouse is? This is 2020. Look at what Zoom did in 2020. Their stuff went way up.
Because people were using it more.
Exactly. Exactly. So when you're buying stock, you kind of have to think about these types of things. What's going on in the world right now? What's the future looking like? Because I want my money to grow. And so I want to make sure that I'm putting my money in the right places where people have needs and people are going to be doing things. Right? No matter what's going on in the world, people are always going to be shopping at Walmart, right?
Yes.
Walmart,
Even if it's the end of the world.
It is Walmart is not going out of business, right? So take a look at this. What if you were somebody? I mean, there's no way you could have known about COVID, but think about this. What if you were somebody who bought some Zoom pie back in 2019? You could have bought it for Zoom was about $100, $102 in 2019. So you bought it at $102. But then look, in 2020, it got all the way up to $559. So on one piece of Zoom pie, you made $457. Now, what if you owned 10 pieces of Zoom pie? That's $4,570. Right? So if you bought that Zoom pie in 2019 and then Zoom went way up and you said, oh, snap, you know what? I'm going to sell some of my pie. I got 10 pieces. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sell 5 of them pieces, but I'm going to keep the other 5 on my plate just in case Zoom keeps going up and I can sell it for more in another year. So I'm going to sell 5 of them right now and make some money. So you could have did that. But what if you said, you know what? No. I'm going to hold all of my Zoom pie. I know it's up right now, but I think it's going to go even higher. So I'm going to hold all of my Zoom pie. I'm going to just keep it on my plate. But then look what happened to Zoom. It's all the way back down. See what I'm saying?
Because people use it less now.
Yeah, it's just different things going on in the world. And that's why it's very tough. It's very tough to know the right time to do it, the right time to sell or the right time to buy it. Right. And people try to guess. People try to guess it. And it's very, very tough to guess. You might get lucky 1 or 2 times, but it's almost impossible to guess. And so the best way to deal with the stock market is to hold it and give it lots of time. The more time that you can give it, the more money you're going to make in the long run. The better chance you have of making good money.
About AMC theaters or AMC.
Oh, I can already tell you, AMC, they lost money in 2020 because folks was not going to the movie theaters.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So this is the last thing that I want to show you guys before we wrap up for the day. So this is a picture of the entire or the biggest 500 companies in the stock market. There are literally thousands of companies that you can buy pieces of their pie. But the S&P 500, anybody ever heard of the S&P 500?
No, first time just hearing it.
So the S&P 500 is basically the biggest 500 companies in the United States. That's it. Right? Again, there's thousands, but what are the biggest 500? Walmart, Coca-Cola, Home Depot. Let's look. Let's take a look at some Google, Facebook. We're talking about the biggest 500 companies. This is a
Instagram.
list of, yeah. Instagram is owned by Facebook.
Yeah.
Look at this. AutoZone is one of them. Bath and Body Works, Best Buy, Boeing, which is they make airplanes. Let's see. I mean, Carnival Cruises, CarMax. The list goes on. These are the 500 biggest companies in the United States. Chevron, Chipotle, Citigroup, there's Coca-Cola, Comcast, let's see, Costco, CVS, Deere. They make the
I've been on a
lawnmowers.
Carnival cruise 2 times.
Yep.
Yeah.
So these are the 500 biggest companies in the United States. Domino's. I mean, the list just goes on. eBay. All right. Biggest 500 companies in the United States. This is the biggest 500 companies in the United States over the last, since 1965. So this is when you want to get a feel, when you want to say, what has the stock market done? The best way to kind of look at the whole stock market, you can't look at thousands and thousands of companies. So the best way to kind of get a picture of what the stock market is, okay, I know I can't look at thousands and thousands, but let's get the biggest 500. They're the biggest, they're the sharks, they're the whales of the ocean. So let's look at them. And that way we can kind of get a picture of what everybody's doing. This is the biggest 500. It's called the S&P 500. So this is the stock market right here. What do you guys see when you look at the stock market since 1965?
Slowly but surely going up.
Exactly. It basically goes up. Now, do you see it going down sometimes?
Yes.
That's going to happen. It's going to go down. It goes up and it goes down. But for the most part, it basically just goes up. It just has bumps along the way, but it's going up. So if you are somebody who puts your money in, you got to know, okay, it's going to go up. It will come back down, but I've seen the picture. It basically goes up. So the longer you can leave it, what's most likely going to happen to your money?
Get bigger.
Right. Now, you guys are young. What happens if you got started now?
You would have a lot of money in the future.
You guys have more time to give to your money than grown-ups do, than a 50-year-old man does, right? What if you started growing? What if every time you got $100, you took 10 of it and you put it in the stock market and you just left it there and you said, I'll come back to that some years from now. I still have $90 over here to play with and do some stuff with, but that $10, I'm gonna just put it over there. Every time I get it, I'm gonna just put $10. Boom, boom, boom. And you come back in 15 years. So when we want to make money grow, this is one of the best places to do it.
Isn't Disney one of the big money makers too?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's look at Disney real quick. Here's
Later
Disney.
on, I'm going on a Disney cruise too. So
Here's Disney. Andrew, what's your birthday? What month and year were you born?
I was born August 29, 2011.
August 29th, 2011. That is literally my mom's birthday.
That's your brother's birthday?
My mom. August 29th, 2011. All right, let's go back. 2011. Here we go. 2011.
Also, there's a Disney in Japan too, if I remember correctly.
All right, this is right around your birthday. That's August 12th. Nope, that's September. Let me go August. That is literally, oh, I had it. That's your birthday. All right, now look towards the top left where it says open, high, low, close, and volume. What is that number above it?
Above it, it says, let me double click it. Click for full screen. It says 84 point 84.84.
That's today. Come down, come down. Do you see that box where it says open, high, low, close, and volume?
Come on down.
I don't
No,
see it.
me neither. I see only numbers that go from 2,500 all the way to 1,000.
Okay. Does everybody see where it says the Walt Disney Company?
I said Walt Disney.
It's
Yes, I see Walt Disney. I
Okay.
see 84.82.
Okay. That's the price right now, this minute. Come down up under the Walt Disney Company. Come down. Do you see the purple where it says technical events?
Yes, I see that. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Come down below that. Do you see where it says indicators?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Come down below that. Do you see DIS
I see
3246?
Yes.
Yes.
That is the
It's
price.
12.46.
That was the price of a Disney piece of pie on your birthday. $32.46. That was what you could have bought a piece of Disney pie for on your birthday. Now, what has happened to Disney since then?
It has gone up and it's more popular.
Yep. Do you see that part where it got all the way to its highest point?
Yes.
What was going on then? When was that? What was happening that day? So that was March of 2021. They hit a high. They hit their highest point on March of 2021. And then in 2000 and like the late 2021, something happened. I wonder, we should go look that up in the news and see what happened to Disney. Why did their stock fall all the way back down here? What happened?
People
But
didn't want to use it anymore.
ain't no telling. But even still, the Disney pie right now is worth $84. So you bought it, if you bought it on your birthday, or if your mom bought you some Disney pie on your birthday, it's worth 84 right now. She would have bought it at 32. She would have made $50, $52 on one piece of Disney pie. If she bought 10 of them for you, she would have made $500. If she bought 100 of them, she would have made $5,000. If y'all bought that Disney pie on the day you were born and then you sold it today, you would make $5,000 if you owned 100 pieces of Disney pie.
I've been there 2 times.
So think about it. You've been there 2 times. All the other people that have been there, every time people go, Disney is making money. Do you see Disney shutting down anytime soon?
No.
Every time they come out with a new movie, they making money. All right. Disney ain't gonna stop no time soon. Apple not gonna stop no time soon. Amazon not gonna stop no time soon. Facebook not gonna stop no time soon. So imagine being able to buy and just hold it. And just saying, you know what? I'm gonna come back to this once I'm grown, or when I'm getting ready to go to college and I need some money, or when I'm ready to buy my first house. I'm just gonna put this money in here just so when I'm a grown up, I can have some money. I just want to see what it's gonna turn into. All right. That is the stock market. So we covered a lot. I'm gonna stop sharing the screen. And I really want to hear from you guys real quick because we've gone over our time. What's the biggest thing that stood out to you today from everything that you saw? All right, Janessa, come on off.
I was gonna say what stood off to me today. It was like how the stock market, like you can like buy part of the company, like and like earn money. Just have to let it increase on its own.
That's it. That's it. Jameson, what about you?
Yeah, I thought before this class, I thought you had to like put your money in the bank to save a lot of money. But now I know I learned about stocking, and you can just earn money whenever you want. Like put the money in the stock and you just earn half of it. You know what I'm saying?
What's the key though? You have to be able to give that money what?
You got to be able to give the money interest, income, right?
You got to be able to give it time. It's not going to happen overnight, is it?
Time, yeah.
Right.
No,
Not going to happen overnight. Harlem, what about you?
Basically, when you buy some, like let's say you buy like a piece of Amazon, sometimes you gotta like hold it and be patient, uh, for when like the time is right, and then you sell the stock or that piece, and then like right when you need the money.
There we go. There we go. I think y'all getting it. So what do you do when you want to save money? Where do you take it?
You take it
To the bank.
to
Yep. Take it to the bank. That's the money that you're planning to spend next week, next month, next year. That's that kind of money. Where is one of the places that you go when you want your money to grow, but you got to give it time?
stock market.
Stock market. What is a stock?
A piece of pie.
A type of investment that gives you like partial ownership.
Yep. Now we've been calling it a piece of pie, but what's the actual name for it? Starts with a S.
Share.
Shares.
Share. A share. There we go. There we go.
Sharing.
Now, just because
Candy.
you buy a stock, does it automatically mean that it's going to go up?
No.
Right. Right. I think y'all got it. I think y'all got it for today. Listen, guys, we are going to wrap for today. I appreciate y'all time. I appreciate your cooperation, especially because we went longer today, but this is a good one. Now, this is the secret. This is the secret, or one of the biggest ways to build wealth. Do y'all know who Warren Buffett is?
No.
Yes.
Warren Buffett is one of the richest men, one of the most wealthy men in the entire country. And he talks about the stock market and getting compound interest out of the stock market. That money just multiplying and growing and multiplying and growing. And he says, just get started. Just get started. Because over time, it's going to build and it's going to multiply. Okay. So we'll talk around how do you get started? What is right? We'll keep talking about this, but now you guys at least understand this stuff. So your challenge is to explain what you learned today to somebody else, whether it's a friend, a family member. Explain it to somebody else. Okay. Because when you can teach it, that's how you know you got it. All right.
Okay.
Excellent.